The year was 2041. The city buzzed with tech giants, flying taxis, and billion-dollar corporations. Yet, beneath a crumbling underpass in San Diego, a 17-year-old boy sat with a broken phone, a half-eaten granola bar, and a dream that the world had already laughed at once. His name? Kian Wells. Where he ended up? That's the story that changed millions of lives, because he wasn't supposed to make it. But before he built a million-dollar app, he had to survive one stormy night that nearly ended everything. 2 years earlier, Kian was just another high school junior, average grades, a talent for coding, and a home filled with yelling and broken promises. His father, once a small-time mechanic, spiraled into debt after a failed crypto gamble. His mother left. One night, after another violent argument, Kian ran away. No plan, no money. Just his hoodie, a cracked Android, and an old USB drive with one unfinished app prototype. An idea that no investor would even glance at. In the freezing January nights, Kian huddled at a 24-hour laundromat, borrowing Wi-Fi and charging his phone for 10-minute stretches when no one was looking. He wasn't playing games or scrolling. He was coding. That unfinished prototype, it was a mental health support app for teens, one that used AI to detect emotional patterns through voice and text. He called it Echo U. But there was a problem. He couldn't test it. He needed a real device, real feedback, real help, and that meant entering a hackathon, a national one, held in Silicon Valley with a $50 entry fee. Every day, Kian stood near the subway exit with a handmade sign. Future app developer, spared change for a dream? Most ignored him. Some mocked him. But one evening, a man in a wrinkled blazer handed him a $20 bill and said, "I once slept on a bench too. Don't let it end you." That night, Kian cried. Not from sadness, but because for the first time in months, someone believed. He collected $57 by the end of the week. Enough to enter, but not enough to travel. And that's when he made the decision that could have ruined him or saved him. Kian jumped on a freight train heading north. No ticket, no guarantee, just courage stitched with desperation. 3 days later, dirt-covered and sleep-deprived, he walked into the hackathon wearing a hoodie soaked from the rain and sneakers held together by tape. The organizers laughed. Some teams stared, but one girl, Leah, a second-year MIT student, looked at his app idea and said, "You have something here." She joined his team. Then 2 more. Then 4. That weekend, Echo U beat 120 elite teams, but victory didn't feel real until what happened next. 2 days after the hackathon, while Kian was trying to find shelter near a coffee shop, his borrowed tablet pinged. An email from Valhalla Ventures. "Are you available to talk? We're interested in Echo U." He thought it was a prank, until the Zoom meeting happened. They offered $1.2 million in funding, equity split, legal help, housing stipend. But Kian hesitated, because the app wasn't just code. It was his story, his pain, his fight. So he made one request. "Let me stay CEO. Let me run it for the kids still sleeping on streets, like I did." They agreed. And the boy with nothing, he became the teen who gave hope to thousands. 3 years later, Echo U crossed 10 million downloads. Hundreds of suicidal teens were guided toward recovery. Kian now runs outreach programs for homeless youth across 40 states. But every year, on the same stormy night in January, he returns to that old underpass, sits down with a blanket and a thermos, and leaves a note that reads, "You're not alone. Echo back. It hears you." Message of the story. This isn't a story about apps. It's about unfinished stories, about what happens when you don't give up, about what happens when you dare to believe your lowest moment is just the start of your greatest chapter. Because broken beginnings don't mean broken endings. And the next time you see someone lost in the world, remember, you might be the $20 that turns a life around.